Hello, today I want to talk about the center of gravity. So, the center of gravity, when you're looking at the center of gravity, normally we're looking at the N6 chapter 5 problem. So, center of gravity talks about the center of an object where the object can able to be balanced, where the center of all the masses is concentrated. So, okay, let's check. This one is like for the website. Now we're going to put the quiz or something like that. Quizzes, you will get quizzes from different kind of subjects. So let's get started with the center of gravity. So when you check at the center of gravity have two formulas to use. So we have a formula like this. This one represents the x bar of the center of gravity, and this one represents this part, it represents the moment of the gravity, the moment where taking the moment where the body is. So we have this kind of formula of a center of gravity. So this one, the top part represents the moment, and which is volume multiplied by a distance, and also the bottom one, it's a volume, equation of a volume. So what you're having is like you're having something like this. Moment and a volume. So when we have to calculate the volume, the volume, you'll use this equation of a volume, which is only concentrated on the disk. The center of gravity equation concentrate on the disk part, not on the shell part. This is a disk equation of volume. So when you are dealing with center of gravity, you have this kind of equation which has a volume. This is a volume, and this is one, it's a moment. So you also have an x bar, which is another type of equation, which you get it from there. It's like this. When you have to calculate the x bar, and it also concentrated on the disk part of the volume. So only deal with the disk volume, not the shell type of the volume. And then when you check at this equation, when they ask you how will you know that you have to use this equation, so the equation is similar to the one that you found it on a question paper. So you have to check it which how to remember it, because it's not exactly the same as this one. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. So when they ask you, when they said calculate the center of gravity, to know whether what is this x bar, how do they specify it? They said you know it by saying, they say moment about the y-axis. If they say moment about the y-axis, they mean that you have to use this equation. which has x bar, or if they say the center of gravity if they say a center of gravity from, so they are specifying that it's from the y-axis. So they are still saying the same thing, that you have to use x bar if the question said from the y-axis, or if they say about the y-axis. And these are the key that you have to know, that they are saying an x bar, you will choose the equation of an x bar. Or if they say it rotates rotate about the x-axis. So they are still saying the same thing, that we have to use x bar. This is another key about the rotate about the x-axis. They are saying that you must use this equation. If they didn't specify it, then you have to check your graph how it looks like. If the strip here is dx, as you can see, it's the strip represent that it's in the x-axis, that means it's also x bar. You will be given an equation and the limits. Let's say you are given an equation like this, and then they give you the limits for what, for x-axis. Then you will know that you will use an x bar. This you can use the y bar, because this one represents that we have to use it, the x part, and x1 and x2 also represent that you have to take the boundaries and the strip, the limits of the x-axis, which means you have to also use the x bar, which represent the center of gravity. If they are talking about the center of gravity, and then they give you this thing, we have to use the x bar. You have to check like this. As you can see, this one are the center of gravity on the x-axis. So let's check the one of the y-axis. So as you can see, the y-axis, it will be the same way, like vice versa. They will just change where they say y-axis, they will say x-axis, or when they give you a stream of the x-axis, they will give you the stream, the what you call the limit of the uh, of the y-axis. So for y bar, if you don't know how, whether it's a y bar or x bar, if they say moment about moment about moment about the x-axis, they're saying it's an y bar, you really have to use the y bar equation, because on the center of gravity we only have two of these equations. So must bear in mind when they ask you this question. If they say about the x-axis, means it's a y bar. And also if they ask you, they say distance of the distance of its center of gravity, um, from the x-axis. And the other ones, they're also saying use y bar. And then if they say it rotate about the y-axis, they are saying the same thing. They say you must use the y bar. Also, if they are giving you a equation which it's stripped, it's on the y-axis, just take like this, and then they give you, I think, something, yeah, maybe something like this, and then you're stripped, it's in the y-axis, it's like this, that means it's a y bar. And also if they are given the limit, if you are given the limits, it's also y bar. So you must bear in mind if they ask a question like this. And also they talk about the coordinate. I didn't mention the coordinate. So if they say y coordinate, y coordinate is the same thing as y bar. X coordinate, they are saying find the x bar. So yeah, if you want more video like this, just visit here. And also you'll have our quiz. You can keep on checking here for more of the educational videos and quizzes. Thank you for watching. You can check the other videos for depth and what do you call depth of center of a fluid, and the other centroid, and which one, and the other one is moment of inertia, second area of moment, second area moment. Yeah, you can check those. Those are some of the videos that are in the same chapter. Thank you.